They don't tell you this at the pharmacy, and most health videos won't mention it either. But the truth is, many people over 60 are taking medications that no longer work for them, or worse, are quietly doing more harm than good. You might be one of them. You trust your prescription, you take your tablets on time, you follow the instructions to the letter. But despite all of that, something's changed. You're not feeling better. In fact, some days you feel worse, and you can't quite put your finger on why. Let me be clear, this is not your fault, but it is your responsibility to pay attention. Because spotting the warning signs that your medication isn't working anymore could literally save your life. In this video, I'm going to share 5 of those signs. Not the vague, watered-down ones you see in leaflets, the real ones. The ones people notice in themselves but dismiss as just part of getting older. The ones that doctors sometimes miss and that friends and family might not understand. So please, stay with me. This isn't just another health checklist. This is about protecting your mind, your body, your independence, and your future. Let's start at the beginning. Picture this. You were prescribed a medication to treat a specific problem, maybe high blood pressure, maybe joint pain, maybe diabetes. And for a while, it worked. You noticed the difference. You felt steadier, stronger, maybe even hopeful. But then, slowly, the problem returned. Your blood pressure crept up again. Your joints started aching. Your energy dropped, not suddenly, quietly, gradually. Just enough that you started adjusting to it. You tell yourself, well, I'm not young anymore. You assume it's just age catching up with you. But what if it's not? What if your body has adapted and the medication isn't having the same effect? Because here's what they don't often say. As we get older, the way our bodies respond to medication changes. Our liver and kidneys slow down. Our stomach absorbs drugs differently. Hormones shift. Other conditions pop up. And sometimes, medications that once helped us no longer do. It's not just that they stop working. Sometimes they begin causing side effects they never did before. And that brings me to the second sign. New symptoms that don't make sense. You know your body better than anyone. You notice when something feels off, even if you can't explain it. Maybe you've developed headaches that weren't there before, or your digestion has become unpredictable. Perhaps you feel more anxious than usual, or your sleep is suddenly interrupted by strange dreams or restlessness. These things seem small at first, easy to ignore, easy to blame on diet, stress, or a bad night's sleep. But here's the thing. If these symptoms appeared after starting or continuing a medication, they might be connected, even if you've taken that medication for years. Yes, you heard that right. You can develop new side effects from an old drug. Your system isn't the same as it was 10 years ago, or even 5. And those subtle changes can lead to unexpected reactions. Reactions that sneak up on you. Reactions you learn to live with instead of a question. But we should be questioning them. Now, let's talk about fatigue. Not the kind you get after gardening or a busy day. I mean that bone-deep tiredness that lingers even after a full night's rest. The kind of tiredness that makes simple tasks feel like climbing a hill. That makes your brain feel foggy, your motivation disappear, and your mood flatten out. This is the third sign, that heavy tiredness or mental cloudiness that slowly becomes your normal. When we're younger, we bounce back. A bad night, a stressful week, our bodies recover. But later in life, persistent fatigue is not something to shrug off. And neither is forgetfulness that wasn't there before. Yes, age can make our memory a bit slower. But if you've suddenly started losing track of conversations, forgetting words, missing appointments, or feeling like your mind is always 2 steps behind, there's a reason for that. And sometimes that reason is sitting right in your medicine cabinet. Certain medications affect brain chemistry: painkillers, blood pressure pills, sleeping tablets, antihistamines, even antidepressants. Some of them cross the blood-brain barrier, meaning they can alter your mood, your clarity, and even your personality. We don't often talk about that, but we should. Now you might be thinking, well, if the medication isn't working anymore, surely my doctor would notice, wouldn't they? But here's the thing, your doctor only sees you for a few minutes at a time. They don't see your daily routines, your low energy days, or your struggling mornings. They don't see you when you hesitate to get out of bed, or when you sit quietly at the kitchen table, wondering why everything feels harder than it used to. That's why you need to be your own health detective. That's not disrespectful to your doctor, it's supportive. When you show up with a clear sense of how you've changed, what you've noticed, and what's different since your last appointment, you help your doctor help you. And that leads me to the fourth sign. Your life has changed, but your medication hasn't. Have you lost weight or gained it? Are you more active now or less? Have you stopped drinking alcohol, started taking supplements, moved to a new home, changed your diet? These things all affect how medications work. Yet many people stay on the same dosage for years, even as their bodies go through massive changes. I knew a gentleman in his 70s who had lost a significant amount of weight by walking every day and eating better. A great achievement, but he didn't realize his diabetes medication was now too strong for his smaller body. He began experiencing dizzy spells and confusion. Turned out he was having low blood sugar episodes. A simple medication review fixed it, but only after months of discomfort. Your medication was designed for the person you were when it was first prescribed. But are you still that person? That's the question we should all be asking ourselves, especially if we're over 60. Now, I want to talk about one final sign, and this might be the most important one. It's that quiet, persistent feeling that something's just not right. You might not have clear symptoms, you might not feel unwell, but deep down, something feels off. You feel less like yourself. Maybe you're less engaged, less vibrant, less connected to the world around you. That feeling, that instinct, is worth listening to. You are the only person living in your body every single day. You notice things other people don't. You know when something doesn't feel quite right, even if you can't explain it. Don't dismiss that feeling, don't talk yourself out of it, and don't wait for a crisis to act on it. Your body often whispers before it screams. If something inside you is telling you to check, to question, to review, listen. I know it can feel overwhelming. The idea of challenging a doctor's prescription, of booking another appointment, of going through tests, it's exhausting just thinking about it. But here's the good news, you don't have to do it all at once, and you don't have to do it alone. Start by writing down every medication you take, not just the prescription ones. Include supplements, over-the-counter pills, herbal teas, everything. Write the doses, the times, and how long you've been on each. Then keep a simple daily diary. Morning, afternoon, evening. How do you feel? What's your energy like? Any symptoms? Any side effects? Do this for 7 days. It doesn't have to be perfect, just honest. Then make an appointment with your GP or pharmacist. Bring your notes, tell them what you've noticed, ask, is this still the best plan for me? Sometimes it's as simple as adjusting the dose. Sometimes it's about switching to a different brand or phasing out a medication that's no longer needed. Sometimes it's about adding something new, but only if it truly serves you. Medication should make you feel better. It should improve your quality of life, not leave you drained, confused, or worse off. If you need someone to go with you to your appointment, ask a friend or family member. 2 sets of ears are better than 1. They can help you remember what's said, take notes, and give you moral support. This isn't about making dramatic changes overnight. It's about taking small steps toward feeling more like yourself again. Because you deserve that. You deserve clarity. You deserve comfort. You deserve a plan that evolves with you. There is no shame in saying, this isn't working anymore. That's not failure, that's wisdom. And if you've watched this far, then you've already taken the first step. You're paying attention. You're choosing to be informed. You're not settling for the status quo. And I want to thank you for that. Because the more of us who speak up, the more we help each other. The more we ask questions, the more we hold the system accountable. And the more we share our stories, the more we realize we're not alone. So if you've ever felt unsure about a medication, if you've ever had symptoms no one could explain, if you've ever wondered whether there's a better way, leave a comment below. Tell us what you've experienced. You never know who you might help just by sharing your truth. And if this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up. It tells YouTube that content for older adults matters and helps us reach others who need to hear this. Subscribe to this channel, Elderly Lessons, for more health insights, practical advice, and real talk from someone who respects your experience and believes your best years can still be ahead of you. Because here, we don't treat you like a statistic. We treat you like a person with a lifetime of wisdom and every right to feel good in the body you're in. You've made it this far. You've come through challenges. You've shown resilience. Now it's time to claim the health and clarity you've earned. Take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.